Yeah, so what's good? Thanks for joining me on another Daft video. Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 1. The difference in class between Arsenal and Crystal Palace is crystal clear because we've played them in 2 games this week, scored 3, put 3 past them in the midweek, and now we've put 5 past them again. But the only bad thing is we refused or failed in this case to keep a clean sheet in the 2 games. But in terms of performance, I would say it's not the most Arsenal-ish performance, but I will always take a 5-goal win even if you don't perform well, because if you ask anyone before the game started, would you take a 5-goal win even if you don't perform very well? I'm sure everyone is going to be like, yes, why not? But Crystal Palace made us look ordinary. I don't know if it's just Crystal Palace or the players made us look ordinary, or I don't know. But either way, the performance was not the best. Okay, it was hit and miss. They were on to us. Their danger men actually dangered. Sa was a danger. Will Hughes running through our midfield like we had nothing in the middle, which we didn't send for the first 60 minutes. To be fair, it was just Ole Partey. You had Lemar like threading passes through. You had Mateta stressing Saliba. Even though he was not successful, but he was stressing Saliba and stressing me as well. But overall, it was a alright performance. Starting with the starting 11. The starting 11 was not bad. It's the starting 11 that we kind of knew last season. Raya in goal, Havertz in the middle. And I think that kind of put us in danger because it was rarely in the middle and it was also rarely up top. Yes, he scored a goal, but what else did you see him do in the game? I'm not trying to pick on Havertz here. I'm just saying the entire team did not perform well. And I think that Havertz coming back into the middle was not the one. Maybe he might play it again. They play the same formation and the same team against our next opponent, which is Ipswich, because why not? But I don't think that's a solution. Jesus scored a hat-trick. It makes sense that he had to start again, and he scored 2 goals today, which also rewarded performance. We'll talk about Jesus very, very soon. But no. Starting 11 was alright. Performance, not the best, because our midfield was basically empty. We moved the ball quicker than we did in the midweek in the FL Cup, but it was still sideways, backwards. Odegaard taking too many touches or running backwards. Martinelli running backwards, passing backwards. Kai Havertz passing backward. Jesus was everywhere. He was a defender, he was a midfielder, he was an attacker. But at least he scored this time, so we'll give him a break. But I think us scoring within the first 5 minutes, that goal from Jesus, good goal by the way, that goal kind of eased us and settled us into the game. But it was not enough because in the first few minutes, Crystal Palace were trying to press us. They're pressing everyone on the right. They were pressing Saka, they were pressing Timber. They left Odegaard alone. But they kind of just mash out him to always pass backward. Whenever we got the ball, even like in the middle, they just mash out us to pass backwards. And the first goal, since we scored the first goal within the first 5 minutes, they had no choice but to come out. And less than about 5 minutes later as well, they equalized. That Sar's goal. Partey was sleeping. Saliba was sleeping. But that is the story in the entire game. The entire the back line was sleeping apart from Miles, Lewis-Skelly. Standard performance as usual. But Partey did not have a good game. Saliba did not really have the best of games. Big Gabby, did not have the best of games. But like I said, 5 goals flattered us. We'll take the 5 goals at any time, all day, any day. Jesus scoring 2 goals. That's fair enough. 5 goals in 2 games. But we should not forget that his first goal today was his first goal since January 2024. Yes, even though he has scored 5 goals in the last 2 days, we still need a striker in January. We still need a striker in our team. We don't want a situation whereby someone is scoring and then goes missing for 12 months. Our striker has been missing for 12 months. I know in the midweek, his post-match interview, he was saying how, people expecting him to score 20 goals, but he's only playing 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But you are still playing, my friend. Okay, you're still playing and you're contributing, but you are not scoring. So we need a striker, and we need to do something about the boys. Maybe them scoring 5 goals, and we're not actually playing on Boxing Day. We're playing a day after on the 27th. So we kind of have like a 4-day rest. Hopefully that they feel a bit relaxed, relax their muscles, and then they can play much, much better against Ipswich. Bad news is Saka is injured, but the good news is Martinelli did not play badly. I guess because that is his strong foot. It's right-footed, so he just was able to play there naturally instead of in the left having to cut back and to cross. He was doing it very well. So that was a positive for me, but please get well soon, Saka. We don't know what injury it is yet, but it was holding his hamstring. And hamstring injury usually is 2 to 3 weeks before they come back, but please don't rush him back. We're only playing Ipswich next, so we can afford to play Martinelli there, or Jesus, or who else? We can play Trossard there as well. So don't rush him back, basically. The negatives for me in the game, no, let's do the positives and then the negatives. The positives was that we scored goals from open play. Jesus got some goals. And also, even though they did that same set-piece tactic that they did in the midweek, taking a page from Monaco's set-piece strategy, we still found a way. We still got a goal from set-piece, okay, which was good. We troubled the keeper most of the time because Gabriel was back. It's just good to watch, It was good to watch with the set pieces. And also Martinelli played well on the right, which is fine. Harvard did not really have an impact on the game, but he scored. Fair enough. Martinelli also scored, even though he didn't do anything. He was just touched his leg and he scored. Declan Rice coming back and also scoring. Those were positives for me. Negatives, on the other hand, is that, like I said, the midfield to the defense, they did not play very well. Saliba, Partey, Gabriel, even Timber was quiet by his standards. Havertz was nowhere to be found in the middle. It was nowhere to be found up top. So we need to do something about that. Also, we were wasting time. That was very, very annoying. Even from the beginning, David Raya was wasting time. That's not what you want from an Arsenal team. Come on, at least start wasting time in the second half. Why are you trying to waste every 20-second delay in the play? It didn't make any sense. Timber having a yellow card for time wasted, throw in 35th minute or something. That is also bad. So those were some negatives for me. Saka pulling his hamstring, I'll say it's a negative as well. I also think that Miles could have stayed longer because he had a very good impact on the game, but needed to bring on Calafiori. I don't know. Please hope he stays fit this time anyway. Let the boy play 90 minutes, man. I think it's a better of him and Ethan. I prefer seeing Miles all day, any day. He's composed, he's strong, his decision making is quite good. But we'll take the goal, we'll take the win. That's all I have to say. Please get a striker, and we also need a midfielder. Apparently, we need a midfielder. So let's do some quick player ratings. David Raya, I would say he had a very good game. The amount of saves he had to make, even a double save at some point, was very, very good. Lewis-Skelly, good game for Miles. Saliba and Gabriel, I would say an alright game for them. They had an alright game. Timber, alright game by his standard. He was always performing to a high standard, but today it was a bit off the pace. I guess maybe because Saka was off early or things like that. Who knows? Midfield, Thomas Partey had a shaky game as well, so alright. Odegaard, alright game. He did not have much influence on the game. Alright, yes, to me, holding the ball and running around and passing, it's not influence. It's just you doing your job. So alright game for Odegaard. Kai Havertz, alright game as well. Martinelli, alright game. Saka, for the moment, was on the pitch, alright game. And Gabriel Jesus, very good game for Gabriel Jesus. He's going to be my man of the match. In terms of the subs that came on, Calafiori, I would say alright game. Mikel Merino, alright game. Declan Rice, alright game. Ethan, alright game as well. So that's a quick player rating. Oh, the manager, I always forget to do the manager every time. Manager, I would say, good game. Good game for the manager. We scored 5 goals, right? We can't be too sad. He made the changes early, apart from taking Miles off. Why are you taking him off? He has the energy. But anyways, good game for the manager. Team performance, we scored 5 goals, but the performance to me was still lackluster. So I would say average performance for the team, but we'll take the win. Okay, so let's just sign off with some post-match facts, some post-match facts from Opta analysts. Arsenal, we've won 8 and drawn 2, are the first team to remain unbeaten in the Premier League London derbies across a full calendar year since Chelsea in 2005, while it's the first time that Arsenal has done so since 2004, invincible. So that is good. We're unbeaten in London derbies. May it continue because we play Tottenham soon. Next one, Arsenal have scored 5+ goals in 6 different away games in all competitions in 2004, the most by an English top flight club in a single calendar year. That's a positive. Gabriel Jesus have scored 5 goals in his last 2 games for Arsenal in all competition, all versus Crystal Palace this week, which we know, as many as he had in his previous 45 appearances for the Gunners. So he's had 5 in this week, but in 45 appearances in the previous 45, he only scored 5 as well. That's not a good return. Please sign a striker in January. Please. Thank you. We need to go for the title because we're only 3 points away from Liverpool right now. Obviously, they're going to play Tottenham and we'll see what happens there. Chelsea plays Everton. We'll see what happens there. But right now, we're 3rd in the league, not so far away from the top. So let's keep banging in the goals and get a striker to bang in the goals. Next point. Jesus extends his competition record of never losing when scoring in a Premier League game to 61 games. So 156, drawn 5. I didn't know that. That when he scores, he doesn't lose. That's a good luck charm then. But he doesn't score enough. I guess that's why we lose a lot of times. The final one, Gabriel Martinelli has scored 6 Premier League goals against Crystal Palace, twice as many as he has against any other opponent in the competition. And even the goal he scored, like I said, he didn't even know it happened. Right shot, ricocheted off his leg, and then went into the box. But anyways, it's a good way to send us off for the Christmas celebration. Merry Christmas to everyone celebrating. Eat responsibly, drink responsibly, enjoy the family time, and remember that, it's good to be alive. All right. Thank you very much. This has been Daft Plays. If you enjoyed or listened to this point, please press the like button. Subscribe if you're new or yet to do so. Please check out Scatteryan Podcast and have a good time. See ya.